The 1970s gave us legendary R&B giants like Earth, Wind and Fire and the OJs. But hidden beneath the superstars were bands who struck gold once, then vanished into obscurity. These are the greatest R&B groups you've never heard of. Songs that lit up dance floors, topped charts, and then slipped into history. Number 1. The Checkmates, Ltd. Black Pearl, 1969. In early 1969, an integrated R&B group from Fort Wayne Indiana did something revolutionary. During the height of the Black Power movement, when racial tensions divided America, the Checkmates Limited stood together. Black and white members, named after a chessboard because their skin tones evoked the contrasting squares. Discovered by Grammy winner Nancy Wilson, they caught the attention of legendary producer Phil Spector. The result? Black Pearl. A magnificent ode to black women, wrapped in Spector's iconic Wall of Sound production. The song shot to number 13 on the Hot 100 and number 8 R&B. It was written specifically to celebrate black women at a time when they were too often depicted only as housekeepers and cooks, rather than the queens they were. But lightning didn't strike twice. Their follow-ups faded. By 1970, the group disbanded, though they reunited in 1974 and even performed the national anthem at the Thriller in Manila in 1975. Today, Black Pearl stands as a powerful reminder, a song about dignity wrapped in one of Phil Spector's final masterpieces. Number 2. 100 Proof, Aged in Soul. Somebody's Been Sleeping, 1970. When the legendary Holland Dozier Holland left Motown in 1967 over a royalty dispute, they didn't just walk away, they built an empire. Starting their own labels, Hot Wax and Invictus, and creating new stars from scratch. One of their first acts was 100 Proof Aged in Soul. The name itself a statement. Vintage, authentic, real soul music. The group featured Joe Stubbs, brother of Four Tops lead singer Levi Stubbs, alongside Steve Mancha. Together they recorded Somebody's Been Sleeping, a song that took a children's fairy tale and turned it into heartbreak gold. Based on Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the lyrics tell the story of a man discovering evidence of his woman's infidelity. Somebody's been sleeping in my bed, and I can tell that he's not me. The song climbed to number 8 on the Hot 100, number 6 R&B. But despite this massive success, the group never reached those heights again. Holland Dozier Holland's golden touch couldn't replicate that magic. 100 Proof, Aged in Soul remains a footnote, but their one shining moment, pure, heartbreaking perfection. Number 3, Jean Knight, Mr. Big Stuff, 1971. In early 1970, Jean Knight was a baker at Loyola University in New Orleans. Music was a dream, not a reality.
Tell me, who do you think you are?
That May, songwriter Ralph Williams, invited her to Malaco Studios in Jackson, Mississippi for a recording session. The same session where King Floyd recorded Groove Me. Knight laid down Mr. Big Stuff in a single take.
Mr. Big Stuff, tell me, just who do you...
Then nothing. The song was shopped to every major label. Every single one rejected it. But when King Floyd's Groove Me became a #1 R&B smash in early 1971, a producer at Stax Records remembered Knight's recording sitting on the shelf. He released it.
'Cause when I give my love, I want love in return.
Mr. Big Stuff exploded. An instant feminist anthem. The song peaked at #2 on the Hot 100, blocked from #1 only by the Bee Gees' How Can You Mend a Broken Heart. But it owned the R&B chart, for 5 weeks at #1.
Stop. You're never gonna get my love.
The single went double platinum. Over 2 million copies sold. It became Stax Records' top-selling single ever by a female artist. Yet Jean Knight never repeated that success. Later singles failed to chart significantly. She returned to touring, performing Mr. Big Stuff for decades, until her death in 2023. From baker to soul icon, with one perfect record.
Oh, yeah. I know this is a lesson, Mr. Big Stuff. You haven't learned.
#4, The Floaters, Float On, 1977. In 1977, dating culture was experiencing a revolution. Video dating, personal ads,
Aquarius. And my name is Riley.
Zodiac compatibility charts. The Floaters from Detroit turned this into musical gold. Float On was unlike anything on the radio. Each member introduced themselves by name and astrological sign, then described their perfect woman. Aquarius, and my name is Ralph. Now I like a woman who loves her freedom. Lead singer James Mitchell claimed the song came to him in a dream. That dreamlike quality saturated every note. Lush strings, hypnotic bass, and spoken word verses that felt like the smoothest personal ad ever recorded.
And you know what, ladies? If you feel that this is you,
The song floated to #2 on the Hot 100, behind Andy Gibb and the Emotions. But it owned the R&B chart, 6 weeks at #1. It even hit #1 in the UK. The Floaters were convinced they'd found the formula, but the formula was impossible to repeat.
and my name is Larry.
Their follow-ups vanished. Label changes, line-up drama, and changing tastes buried them. By 1981, the group had faded, but Float On lives forever. That dreamy, zodiac-fueled slow jam that defined an era when romance meant knowing someone's star sign. Float, float on.
And my name is Charles.
#5, Major Harris. Love Won't Let Me Wait, 1975. Major Harris wasn't a stage name. That was really his name.
'Cause love won't let.
Born Major Harris III into a musical dynasty. His brother Joe Jefferson wrote hits for the Spinners. His cousin Norman Harris produced Philadelphia soul classics. Music was in his blood, but success eluded him. He sang with the Charmers.
Little for myself, and it's because.
Briefly joined Frankie Lyman's Teenagers. Recorded with the Jarmels, nothing stuck. Finally, he joined the Delphonics in the early 70s, contributing his warm tenor to several hits. But by 1974, he was ready to try solo again.
We'll take a flight.
Producer Bobby Eli brought him to Sigma Sound Studios. The lights were dimmed. Harris stood in near darkness, reading lyrics from a single illuminated stand. The result was Love Won't Let Me Wait, a slow, burning seduction.
Take you high. Oh, baby.
Lush strings. Bohème FSB's impeccable musicianship, and those breathy female sighs from backing vocalists Barbara Ingram, Carla Benton, and Yvette Benson. The song became a cornerstone of Quiet Storm radio. It peaked at #5 pop, #1 R&B gold certification. Over 1 million sold.
Won't
Harris recorded more ballads. Some charted modestly, but nothing matched Love Won't Let Me Wait. Eventually, he rejoined the Delphonics, touring until his death in 2012. One perfect song, recorded in candlelight, Eternal. Number 6. The Dramatics, In the Rain, 1972. The Dramatics from Detroit were masters of heartbreak. Formed in the late 60s, they signed with Stax Records and found their signature sound, lush orchestrations, soaring falsettos, pain wrapped in beauty. In the Rain told a story every soul fan understood. A man standing in the rain, watching his ex-lover from afar. The rain mixing with his tears, the perfect metaphor for hidden heartbreak. Lead singer Ron Banks delivered one of soul music's most aching vocals. The Echoplex guitar effect created that haunting, watery sound. It was cinematic. It was devastating. The song reached number 5 on the Hot 100 and spent 3 weeks at number 1 R&B in 1972. The Dramatics had other R&B hits, but In the Rain was their defining moment, their signature, the song everyone remembers. To mainstream audiences, they remain a one-hit wonder, but to soul music lovers, the Dramatics are unforgettable. Number 7. Bloodstone, Natural High, 1973. Bloodstone was a Kansas City band that defied categorization. They blended funk, soul, and rock into something uniquely their own. By 1973, they'd been grinding for years, barely making ends meet. Then came Natural High, a song about euphoria, about feeling elevated without substances, just pure joy from being alive, from being in love. The track featured their signature harmonies, a pulsing bass line, and an irresistible groove. Radio stations couldn't ignore it. Natural High climbed to number 10 on the Hot 100, number 3 R&B. Finally, Bloodstone had arrived. They released more albums, had more R&B success. But to pop audiences, this was their moment. Their one shining crossover hit. Today, Natural High remains a staple on classic soul stations. A feel-good anthem that still delivers exactly what it promises, pure elevation. Number 8. Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. Too Late to Turn Back Now, 1972. In 1972, 3 siblings from Dania Beach, Florida, created magic. The Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose were Eddie, Carter, and Rose. They'd been singing together since childhood, performing gospel before switching to R&B. Too Late to Turn Back Now was their moment. A message song. Once you commit, you're all in. No looking back. Pure determination set to an irresistible groove. Rose's lead vocals soared over her brother's harmonies. The production was clean, direct, unforgettable. The song peaked at number 2 on the Hot 100. Blocked from number 1 by Roberta Flack's The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. But it owned R&B. 2 weeks at the top. The Cornelius Brothers had a few more R&B hits, but never again reached the mainstream stratosphere. Today, Too Late to Turn Back Now endures. A declaration of commitment that still resonates 50 years later. And put you in misery. Number 9. The Moments. Love on a Two-Way Street, 1970. The Moments from Washington, D.C., knew about balance. Love on a Two-Way Street preached a simple truth. Relationships require equal effort. Give and take balance. Lead singer Ray Goodman delivered the message with conviction. Backed by Al Goodman and Billy Brown, the harmonies were impeccable. Classic doo-wop meeting modern soul. The song hit number 3 on the Hot 100 and dominated R&B for 5 weeks at number 1 in 1970. The Moments released more music, changed their name to Ray, Goodman and Brown in the 80s, had moderate success.
She held me in desperation.
But Love on a Two-Way Street was their apex, the song everyone knows, the one that defined them. A timeless reminder that love works both ways, or it doesn't work at all.
Bye, baby. Bye.
Number 10, Blue Magic, Sideshow, 1974. Philadelphia in 1974 was soul music heaven. Blue Magic was a 5-man vocal group assembled by the production team WMOT. They combined former Delphonics member Randy Kane's vision with the soaring falsetto of lead singer Ted Wizard Mills. Sideshow opened with a Carnival Barker. Hurry, hurry, step right up, see the saddest show in town for only 50 cents. The song was a heartbreak metaphor. A man comparing his failed relationship to being a sideshow attraction. Everyone laughing at his pain. Writers Vinnie Barrett and Bobby Eli crafted the song after visiting an antique museum. They worked on it for 4 months until the metaphor was perfect. Producer Norman Harris brought the Philadelphia sound. MFSB provided the lush instrumentation. Mills delivered one of soul's most exquisite falsetto performances. The record sold over 1 million copies. Number 8, Pop. Number 1, R&B. Blue Magic released more music. Had more R&B success. But to mainstream audiences, Sideshow was their defining moment. A perfect slice of Philadelphia soul. One shining moment. Then the curtain closed. Number 11, The Main Ingredient. Everybody Plays the Fool, 1972. The Main Ingredient from Harlem had a simple philosophy. Everyone gets hurt. Everyone makes mistakes. Everybody plays the fool. Lead singer Cuba Gooding Sr., father of the Oscar-winning actor, delivered this message with warmth and wisdom. The production was smooth, comforting, understanding. The song resonated universally.
This. Everybody plays the...
Peaked at number 3 on the Hot 100, number 2 R&B in 1972. The Main Ingredient had other R&B hits. Just Don't Want to Be Lonely gave them continued success, but Everybody Plays the Fool was their crossover breakthrough, the song that made everyone nod in recognition. Because it's true, everybody does. Number 12, War. Spill the Wine, 1970. War was a Latin funk soul hybrid from Long Beach. They'd been grinding as session musicians when Eric Burden from The Animals heard them. He wanted to collaborate. Spill the Wine was experimental. Burden narrating over War's hypnotic groove, Latin percussion, funky bass, psychedelic soul. The song told a surreal story, a dream sequence. Burden falling into a vat of wine and emerging in a fantasy world. It peaked at number 3 on the Hot 100 in 1970. War went on to massive success on their own. Low Rider. Why Can't We Be Friends? The Cisco Kid. But Spill the Wine was their entry point, the song that introduced the world to their Latin soul fusion. Unique, unforgettable, forever. These are the greatest R&B bands you never heard of. Groups that gave us perfection once, then faded into history. But their songs live forever. Which of these forgotten gems surprised you most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into music history's hidden treasures.
I raised it to her lips.